I love me some Golden Wall. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just hop in to our PvP series, spawning on the right-hand side of Golden Wall. Excuse me. Representing Team Exxon, it is our blue Protoss, MaxPax. And his teammate, also for Team Exxon, on the left-hand side in the red, it is Gerald. Or Gerald. I'm gonna go with Gerald. Or Gerald. Instead of Gerald. We could just call him Jerry. How about Jerry? What do you guys think? His builds are jerry-rigged. Oh, that's not technically what it is, but it's pretty close. Oh shit, speaking of builds, man, MaxPax got them cheeky PvP builds. And, well, Gerald is scouting with this probe, which is good, And he should be able to see this. If he comes over here, I mean, he might not, honestly. Yeah, it looks like he's not going to. Unless he happens to go spot it. Oh. So, okay, so he does see that, but does he see it? You know what I'm saying? The probe spotted that. But I don't know if he's paying attention to that. He is still scouting around. He's still looking. And in the meantime, MaxPax dropping a pylon down here. Now, this could just be a Stargate, but he could also go for a rowboat, to be honest with you. Oh, Gerald, spotting that this has been mined out, drops a pylon down here to prevent an early nexus, something that MaxPax does like to do. I mean, this is a single gate build. It is a Stargate, so it doesn't have to be super committed. MaxPax's gonna drop his own pylon down here to be annoying and go scout in the base, and we'll spot his opponent's Stargate. So both players going for Stargate. Now, what do you do as MaxPax? I don't know. This probe gonna go for the scout though, and I just saw the clicks on the ground here, so he should be able to spot it if he keeps this one of these paths. Oh, no, Gerald turns around, so he doesn't go scout back there, but it's Phoenix first for Gerald, so he's got to be feeling pretty all right about his situation. And it looks like MaxPax, because he knows there's a Stargate as well, is just going to go for his own Phoenixes, his own Phoenicians. Oh my god, this Cyber Core here. Gerald, you son of a bitch. That's going to delay this Nexus by quite a bit. In the meantime, Gerald can take his own Nexus here a bit earlier. Oh, Phoenix battles. Phoenix battles. Alright, okay. Tame Phoenix battles. Even let the Cyber Core finish. God damn, Gerald. This is so frustrating if you're MaxPax. I'm surprised he doesn't have the probe trying to help DPS this down. Both players chrono boosting their Phoenixes. We don't have a second Stargate coming up for either of them, so I don't know if we're going to get into the kind of old school, like back from a couple of years ago, Phoenix battles that we used to see in PvP. Do you guys remember those? Damn. I miss those days. I don't miss them being every single game, but I miss them happening sometimes. Both players have their Nexuses coming up now. MaxPax is a little bit behind because of that Cyber Core block. Wow. That's something, isn't it? I assume Gerald mined this out, and then MaxPax dropped the pylon there? It's very strange. Kind of funny, though. Alright, what's the Phoenix count? 5-3. It looks like Gerald stopped making Phoenixes. MaxPax did not. And as such, he's going to be able to kill this Stalker, no problem. Recall goes down and ends up being a bit of a waste of energy, a waste of a recall cooldown even. Gerald going to try to block these Stalkers from coming in. Without the Stalkers, MaxPax can't really fight here. He's going to dive in on the Phoenixes anyways, but he loses one before that fight even begins. He might just have enough where it doesn't even matter. Super shield battery goes to Huff, but it's just in time to save one Phoenix. And MaxPax is now going to be able to camp this Stargate. Shield battery keeping these units alive for way longer than they should be. Oh my god, I can't believe MaxPax didn't lose that Phoenix there. Stalker's on the ground, going to help quite a bit. Down goes that final Phoenix. Shield battery trying desperately to help these Stalkers, but it can only do so much. Units coming in from the natural now. MaxPax's going to try to take advantage of this. Doesn't look like he has any other tech bag at home, just dropping a Robo right now. In come the Phoenixes and the Stalkers trying to combo here. The shield battery is keeping these units alive for a long time, but the sentries went down. Gerald just going to have to defend with the Stalkers for now. He's not making any more Phoenixes. He is going to get Blink, though. I think that's smart. I think going into Blink here and potentially getting into Archons is probably the way to go for Gerald. But MaxPax is taking a good trade early on here, making these Phoenixes. He's definitely won the Phoenix part of this fight. But as MaxPax gets his Robo, throws down his own Forge, we're going to get into the ground army composition time, where the Phoenixes will become kind of less and less relevant as time goes on. They can always harass, they can always be really annoying here and there, kill war prisoners. But they're not going to be as big a part of the composition moving forward, generally speaking. Phoenixes will come in and harass. They're going to get quite a few workers here. 7, 8, 9 probes going down. So far, both players have lost 4 Phoenixes, but yeah, getting those 9 probes, absolutely worth losing the, I think, 1, maybe 2 that MaxPax lost flying in there. Yeah, really beautifully done getting those worker kills. And he's going into Immortals behind this. I think that's pretty wise. Going to clear out this whole ramp. Make sure to take advantage of those minerals, you know. Get these probes back to mining, though. What the hell are these probes doing? Get back to work. Gotta go to work. We won't stop until we have on the pants. +1 on the way for both players. Charge coming up from MaxPax. He's going for the anti-Blink Stalker army. Immortals, charge lots. It's the right call because Blink Stalkers is what Gerald's going for. He's got 14 of them over there. And that's it. That's his whole army. Oh, and he's going into a Dark Shrine. Interesting. It looks like he might want to expand down here or just use it as an attack avenue. Okay, never mind. He's gonna expand up to the gold and just, yeah, use this little opening as a way to shut down the Stargate. No more Phoenixes. MaxPax expanding on the bottom side. Gerald expanding to the top side. The fun of Golden Wall. Nice thing about Blink Stalkers is, you know, things like mineral walls don't block them all that much. Same can be said for the Phoenixes, but only 6 Phoenixes in the sky, and again, there's not going to be any more than that. Oh, hallucinated Immortals here from MaxPax. I've been seeing that more and more. I love it. It can force an entire volley of the Stalkers just on the wrong unit. And, yeah, I love that. If you think you're about to engage with a bunch of Stalkers, especially, can soak up so many shots. Can be way, way, way overkill for a hallucinated Immortal, but a couple Stalkers getting lifted up. They will get recalled. One of them gets out of there. Stalker's trying to find something. Chipping away here and there. Excuse me. Gerald mining from this gold now. What is he going to use that for? Does he have charge? Yeah, okay. Both players have charge. Both players have +1. Neither player going for any further upgrades. Ooh, MaxPax on the backside. Gonna try to hit these probes. We'll successfully kill a few of them. Immortals can actually hit the Nexus from here if he wanted to try to do that. I don't think MaxPax realizes that there's a way up into the main base. He should. He sees that. I'd kind of love for him to just walk up into the main base. I mean, the bottom side is MaxPax's territory. This is kind of the main reason we don't see this mined out a lot if one player is expanding to the bottom side, is because it allows MaxPax an avenue of attack. He could absolutely attack right up here. In the meantime, we have some DTs heading over. We try to get into this base. There's no cannons up here, but there is one in the mineral line. And MaxPax has plenty of time to prepare here. I am worried about Gerald's gold base. This observer spotting the army coming through. So MaxPax is going to go for the engagement while half the army is still stuck behind these minerals. Gerald trying to walk on through. Does Gerald have enough here? It feels like he has a lot. He's taking out all of these Phoenixes. But while he's focusing down those Phoenixes, these Immortals are doing massive damage from the backside. His Archons are all so low, they're going to get focused down. A pretty rough trade for both of them there. DT is still trying to do some damage. They get yoinked here. Accidentally pulled into the cannon by the probes. Nicely done by MaxPax, actually, forcing that aggro. These Immortals standing strong. Looks like one of them got taken out. This Stalker is still here, shooting at this Nexus. Eventually, I guess it'll take it out. The Immortals are the real threat. Looks like the DTs have died. Get replaced. All the pylons are going to get replaced, and I assume there'll be a cannon put up here. I don't think MaxPax has any desire to expand that way. Nexus has lost all of its shields. I'd love to see the Immortals just parked here. Yeah. What are Stalkers really going to do about that? There's nothing Gerald can do about this. And I mean, he hasn't replaced his base or anything. So Gerald knocked down to 2 bases. MaxPax happily mining on 3 with 60 probes. Gerald in a world of trouble right now. MaxPax looking fantastic. Up 50 supply. He's taken some beautiful engagements, and I just love the way he's played this map. It's very clear that he thought long and hard about how this game was going to go and how he wanted to play his strategy. I really think this is a beautiful game out of MaxPax. This army getting engaged up here, but MaxPax's army is just stronger. It's bigger. He's up an upgrade. He's up supply. And I think if he gets a Warp Prism over here for some reinforcements, MaxPax should be able to just push forward, and Gerald feels the same. He's going to tap out. GG gets called. And MaxPax takes game number 1 there on Golden Wall. Pulling out the strategies, man. Damn. Ice and Chrome is going to be map number 2 here. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get our scores right, and then we can hop on in.
Paused.
Oh, game is paused. Oh. Alright. Well, it looks like we left somebody. Sad times. Sad times. I don't know who we left. I wasn't watching in the lobby. But what a guy. Can I just say, yo, shout outs for recognizing that we left a caster and going back for them. And it was Bel Air. Absolutely worth it to get Bel Air in here. Good shit, dude. Oh, man. These guys are so sweet. That just makes me love Gerald and MaxPax even more. Good shit. All right, let's really get into Ice and Chrome this time, shall we? There we go. Funnily enough, they switched spawn positions, so I wonder if that'll affect anything. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner for Team Exxon, it is Gerald. And his opponent, as well as teammate, MaxPax. Goodness, I don't know, I got like something stuck in my throat, man. What's going on here? What's going on? Now, MaxPax is somebody who has really interesting ways to of playing Protoss, especially I think in PvP, just because that matchup is, there is like a standard way to open and play it, and MaxPax is one of the few that just kind of doesn't do that all the time. Sometimes he does. Sometimes you'll see him open double gateway up here and just go into an expansion or go into his tech or whatever. But not always, and a lot of times you'll see him with a single gate. Yeah, like in this one, Gerald's got his second gateway going down. No such thing here from MaxPax. And what is his plan to follow this up with? I'm really not sure. This is something we see from him from time to time. I don't know if it's going to be tech or an expand. But I'm interested. Gerald dropping down a proxy pylon, but it looks like that might just be more of a hidden pylon than anything before he goes and scouts his opponent's base. And this means he's going to see that single gate very, very late. So he's not really going to be able to do anything about it unless he was already planning on being aggressive. He's not necessarily going to be able to take advantage of it, and that's what MaxPax is counting on. I have seen single gate falter against just some stalker pressure, and Gerald still could do some stalker pressure. But I think it's a little late at this point to really change up what you're doing. He is going to spot this Stargate in the back of the base. We'll see. MaxPax blocking this Nexus, at least for a little bit here. That could also trigger Gerald to just be like, alright, I'll just move across the map and try to kill you then. But cancels the pylon. Stalkers are on their way, but here's the thing, if you have one gate, you can just constantly produce from it while teching. So he'll have enough Stalkers to defend. And there's no follow-up for Gerald, he is just going to go into a Nexus. Which has been spotted by MaxPax. MaxPax going into his own Nexus. Oh, but Gerald, I don't know why you're walking up that ramp, buddy. That was not the play. And he is going to lose a Stalker for that. Not quite, not quite. Goes down very low, though. Chipping away hit points off of both of these. And again, there's no follow-up units here for Gerald, so he really can't afford to lose any units. He's getting into his Twilight Council, so he should be able to get Blink started up. As Warp Gate finishes, able to warp in another Stalker. Oh my god, but the Phoenix for MaxPax lifts up one of those Stalkers and takes it out. It wasn't even the most hurt one, which means there's still a very low hit point Stalker here for Gerald that he's got to be real careful of. There's not another lift available on this Phoenix, but this Phoenix has one. And now with two Phoenixes here, he's going to lift up a full health Stalker rather than a low hit point one. And Gerald's in some trouble, man. This build from MaxPax is looking pretty cheeky. But with another Stalker warp in, it looks like he should be okay. He should have another one available soon. Two, there it goes. And this will be enough to push MaxPax away. Maybe? 4 Stalkers I feel like should be enough here, but I don't know, he's still a little worried. Phoenix is doing pretty good here. One of the Phoenixes is going to go down, but he finally gets that low hit point Stalker. And that will be enough for MaxPax to go home. Let's take a look at the trades. Yeah, big trades in favor of MaxPax after all that. losing 1 Phoenix for, let's take a look, 1 Phoenix for 3 Stalkers and a Probe. Yeah, I'd say MaxPax is quite happy with this opening, and this is the power. The single gate seems kind of weak, but it means he's able to get those Phoenixes out that much quicker. And now, I mean, even with losing a Phoenix, he's up on 4 Phoenixes already. He's getting Immortals out. And because he was able to take out those Stalkers, he's on pretty much even Stalker count. Oh no, there's 4 extra Stalkers up here for Gerald. Never mind. He's going Blink, so he's going pretty heavy on the Stalkers. Getting that Forge up as well. And now MaxPax probably going to go into a similar thing to what we saw last game, where he gets those Immortals out, he gets Charge out, he's got his +1 on the way. Actually a little earlier than Gerald. I gotta say, the way MaxPax is playing this PvP, I can now see why he was able to take out ShoWTimE. I mean, this is some really, really smart PvP. I love the way he's playing it. It feels like he's doing something different from anybody else that we're seeing right now. And it almost feels like we're going to see more of this moving forward. I really wouldn't be shocked if this kind of thing starts to become a little bit more common. Maybe it doesn't replace the standard 2-gate opening, but I love it. I love seeing stuff like this. And I don't know if this is a MaxPax original kind of opening here, or if this is something maybe he gotten adapted from somebody else, but the way it's been playing is so good, and I'd love to know if he played this way versus ShoWTimE too. This is very, very cool. Yeah, there's that Twilight Council. Really wouldn't be surprised to see Charge coming up. And MaxPax maybe going for a 3rd base in a little bit here. Gerald's about to start a 3rd base. There it goes. Charge on the way for both of them. +1 on the way for both of them. I will say this opening ended up much better for Gerald than game 1. While MaxPax did get some good damage done in game 1, Gerald lost a bunch of Phoenixes for nothing, and then lost a bunch of Probes because he lost all his Phoenixes, and ended up in a really bad spot because of that. The map also, I think MaxPax was able to use Golden Wall to his advantage a lot more than Gerald was. Immortals, Archons, Charge lots here for MaxPax. Gerald getting into Dark Shrine again. DTs weren't really that effective in the last game versus MaxPax, but I'd love to see, it's tough. I mean, this is the benefit of the Phoenixes, right? I'd love to see a Warp Prism get in here, but the Phoenixes almost make that an impossibility, or at least an improbability. You know, Gerald could go for it, and there's actually a very real chance that he's able to get a Warp Prism around here, but it also could be a whole lot of investment for absolutely nothing, right? Could just get taken out and be a waste of time and money. That being said, let's take a look at the income. It's been so back and forth, basically even this whole game. Just gonna come down to engagements further along the line. MaxPax staying slightly ahead in upgrades, but they are pretty much even. Phoenixes haven't done too much recently. They're mostly here for defense at this point, I think. There's a spotter one for the Warp Prism. Gerald just using these Archons to morph into, or using the DTs to morph into Archons rather. Which is a bit more expensive. It's more resources for DTs and Archons than it is for High Templar. Less gas though, I think. Slightly less gas, like 50 less gas for Archon, but a bunch more minerals. Blink Stalkers, sniping a couple of probes here and there. They gotta be careful not to get caught by the rest of this army though. MaxPax holding both the watchtowers with really nice vision here. I'm actually surprised those Stalkers were able to get where they got without MaxPax realizing Looks like MaxPax wants to go for a push. Is Gerald ready for this? He's got a really nice setup on top of this ramp. Stalkers, though, are very split up from this. They might have to get recalled. That probe's going to spot that this army is here. Yeah, there we go on the recall. Gerald recognizing he's got to get everything back home and get prepared. Got a few DTs as well, so if there isn't detection here from MaxPax, those DTs could spell trouble. A little surprised MaxPax went in for this attack. He has so many Archons. Is there detection? Looks like the answer is no. So the recall goes down. MaxPax going to try to get as many of these units out of here as he possibly can. I think the Stalkers are going to chase these Archons. I don't know if they'll be able to get both of them. They might be able to be honest with you. MaxPax mostly gets out of there. I actually think he traded quite nicely before that, though. The charge lots of Gerald going right into quite a lot of Archons that MaxPax had. Supplies are very even, though. The upgrades are very even. Is worth noting, +3 has started for MaxPax, and it has not started for Gerald. All right, there we go. I was going to say the longer this goes on, the worse it gets, but he starts it up right away, so not too bad. Fourth base is going down for both players. They traded some army and then kind of just got out of there. MaxPax shooting ahead in supply a little bit. Maybe it's just a warp-in round that's a little bit sooner than Gerald's or something. Because they were like dead even in supply for a minute there. Robo Bay coming up for both players, so it looks like we're going to get into the fun disruptor section of the game. Both players playing very patiently. Even MaxPax's attack, it wasn't incredibly committed. He pulled back as soon as he felt he needed to. As soon as those DTs were attacking, he didn't have detection. I think he had an observer there at first, but it might have gotten sniped by Gerald's observer. Not by the observer. That'd be pretty dope, though. What if observers could kill each other? Like, that was the only unit the observer could kill, was another observer. They just, like, butt heads and one observer wins. It's just a roll of the dice which one wins. That would be terrible. Wow, I love how there's an observer over here to kill this DT that was holding the watchtower. There you go. That's dedication. It's actually going to be Colossi out of MaxPax before he goes into Disruptors, or if he ever goes into Disruptors. Stalker's over here trying to catch some Phoenixes. Good amount of Phoenixes in the sky. I feel like he's been making more. He's up to 9 now. I think he had 6 before. Lisa Luke's going to try to go for the Scout. They will spot the Colossus, actually. That is a huge Scout. I don't know how those Phoenixes, the hallucinated Phoenixes, actually got in there for that. Damn. Ooh, and now we have a Fleet Beacon and +1 air weapons coming down from MaxPax. He's getting Thermal Lance as well, but he's getting into that big, beefy late-game army comp that he really wants. Gerald, in the meantime, he's mainly focused on, like, Archons, Disruptors, and Blink Stalkers. Definitely a powerful army. And there's a lot of chargelets here for MaxPax. I don't know if they're going to be particularly useful in this fight. MaxPax posturing like he wants to fight. He's up. I was going to say 30 supply, but I guess it is still pretty much 30 supply. He's up quite a lot right now. Joe bringing his Blink Stalkers back over. He's got a lot of cannons here and a few shield batteries as well. I think MaxPax is going to have to be real careful. Both players actually going into their air. Now, I didn't even notice the Fleet Beacon here for Gerald, but he's got 3 Tempests at a time on the way. He's getting into that late game air army, and he maybe actually read this perfectly. MaxPax going into carriers, and Tempests are definitely what you want versus carriers. Oh man, things are getting exciting now. We're getting big old air armies. Zealots going for run-by is not really finding anything, though. MaxPax might be able to take out this base, though. He's found a good position here. Thing is, Tempests are pretty good versus carriers, but not great versus Phoenixes. So they do have to be careful of being out on their own. They really want to stick with these Archons so the Phoenixes can't take advantage of their positioning. MaxPax not able to take out that 5th base, but he's got his own 5th. Worker count's dead even. Upgrades are pretty close to even. Ship weapons a little bit ahead for MaxPax. I think the big deal here is going to be the Tempest. Yeah, we see Tempest now on the way from MaxPax, following these carriers. He's got another Stargate as well as a 2nd Cybercore. He's going to go heavy into upgrades. And MaxPax will get on top of this Nexus. He'll be able to take it out. Gerald going to try to push this army away. These Zealots not finding anything here except cannons and shield batteries, which we know are quite good. A couple Archons get sent walking home. Where did that army go? I have no idea where that army's going. Gerald going to try to pay back the favor of taking out that base by taking out one of MaxPax's bases here. And I think it might be successful. MaxPax's army's kind of disjointed at the moment. These units are taking forever to get over there. Gerald's got his mothership here as well. A little surprised the Phoenixes didn't actually go for that mothership snipe. But this 5th base is dead. It looks like, oh, it's not quite dead yet. I can't tell what the hell's going on in here, but the Archons taking out a lot of those Phoenixes. MaxPax's disruptors sending some shots out. The 5th base will go down. Gerald still doesn't have his own up though, and MaxPax is retaking one up to the top side. I don't think Gerald can really push any further than this. He's actually still down about 20 supply right now, and MaxPax didn't replace his probes with more probes. He replaced it with army, so he's actually going to have a slightly bigger maxed army. But it does mean he's mining a little less efficiently. These DT's looking to get something done, but this is a lot of cannons supported by shield batteries. Oh man, MaxPax letting a lot of these units go down here alone. Not a great start to the engagement, but a recall goes down. Gerald wants to get that mothership out of there. It will not get out of there. He's actually got quite a few units here on their own. Oh my god, but blink DTs into this new 5th base. It was so new, there weren't cannons, there weren't shield batteries, and 20 probes plus the base go down. MaxPax, I think he won that fight in the middle of the map, but he lost the battle. Or I guess he won the battle, but he lost the war? I don't know, the war's not over yet. The point is, these DTs did a shit ton of damage while MaxPax was focused on that fight. And Gerald does escape with most of his units. He's got another mothership on the way. That is pretty much the only major thing he lost. CT's trying to sneak up into the main base. There's a cannon up here as well. Yeah, DT is just gonna end up going to their death here, sadly. But MaxPax trying to use that to maybe get into a good position here. Let's see what the unit count is. 12 Tempest to 5. MaxPax with a much bigger air army. But he's got to be careful of these Blink Stalkers. Well, Disruptor does shave some of those Stalkers off. Cannon's getting a lot of shots off as well. Oh my god, a recall home to try to take care of the DTs. He did bring detection with him, so he will kill the majority of those DTs, but that is some beautiful play out of Gerald. Pushing that army back just by the sheer power of the DT counterattack. Still no cannons. MaxPax, please build some cannons. The blink and the pickup. Nice. Both players paying good attention. One Archon goes down immediately. I don't know if Gerald really wants to be out here, though. It feels like his army is quite a bit smaller than this army of MaxPax. MaxPax, why? I guess he just doesn't have the money for it. He's desperately trying to mine. But he's so low on mining right now. He's got 43 probes. And he's once again going to take so much damage at those bases. However, I think he is winning this fight. It's hard to say. Oh, but he's losing so much. So many workers going down here. Gonna lose this base. He does still have that 5th base, but losing the 4th is so rough. Gerald this entire time is combining on 5 bases. Trying to get a 6th up, that will not happen, but look at Gerald's bank. MaxPax could win this fight. I don't know if he can actually win the game off the back of it. He's getting some nice disruptor shots. He is pushing forward. Gerald just trying to buy as much time as possible. He knows that MaxPax doesn't have much behind this. I think Gerald's looking like he's in a great spot. Oh my god, the blink DTs, blink forward. They're just taking everything on the ground out. And this air army is strong, but the Archons are strong as well. MaxPax desperately trying to kite against these Archons, and he will successfully do that. He's actually winning the air fight still. Oh my god, this Immortal somehow sitting at this watchtower taking out these Stalkers. I think there's just too many Blink Stalkers here though. Tempests are just they're so weak. They're so weak, and GG gets called. Gerald takes the victory and ties the series up 1-1. What a goddamn game, dude. Wow. What a game. Let's go Denmark, says Anders. Well, it's tied up, man. This is game 3. This is it. Winner of this moves on to face Hero Marine in the semis. I believe Clem versus Soul is going on right now. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I would assume that that's about to happen. All right, we're gonna take a quick break here. Gerald's gonna get some water. And then we're gonna get into our next game. Game number 3. But yeah, I'd assume that Wardy's going to cast Soul versus Clem. And let's see, we don't have Steadfast in here, so he's probably going to cast that as well, if he's planning on sticking around for the semis. So if you want to watch Soul versus Clem, I would check out those channels. And we'll be casting the winner of this versus Hero Marine after this. I didn't plan food for today. I have leftovers. I have delicious leftovers that I should eat. I'd have to make some pasta. It's fine though, I can make some pasta. That's easy peasy. Easy peasy. MaxPax win this! MaxPax win this! We got some real cheering for MaxPax in the chat. He's got one last chance. This is his one last life. Same is true for Gerald though. I mean, this is it. This is it, baby. I want to see one of these guys in the semis. I think that's pretty cool. I feel like these guys don't often make it to the semis. I'd love to see a MaxPax victory here, to be honest. I don't want to bias casting because I love Gerald too. I think they're both really cool players and really nice people too. Like my experiences with both of them, very positive experiences with both of them. So let's get into game number 3. We're going to Pillars of Gold, spawning in the lower left-hand corner. Playing for Team Exxon, it's our red Protoss, Gerald. And his opponent in the upper right-hand corner, also his teammate from Team Exxon, It's our blue Protoss. MaxPax. I gotta say, I love... Man. Oh, I'm sorry, Anders. I would have written to MaxPax, but I can't in-game now. Sad times. I love where PvP has gone more recently. We've gotten into a bit of a crazier place with it, where it almost feels like there are a lot of different options available. We saw pretty much every single unit in the game last game. Like, what units didn't we see? We didn't see a Void Ray, so hopefully that buff next patch will bring it through. I don't know, were there any other units we didn't see? We saw every Robo unit. We saw every Gateway unit. We saw every Stargate unit except for the Void Ray. It was literally, that was the only unit we didn't see last game. That Protoss can make. Maybe an Adept. Maybe there weren't any Adepts last game. There we go. But I guess the point is, I feel like pretty much every unit has its place in this matchup right now, and it's very cool. Speaking of interesting things, MaxPax opening up with his gateways on the low ground. He's gonna open double Adept. Gateways on the low ground, this is a similar kind of thing as the high ground. We do see this from time to time in PvP when there's a ramp from the natural down. And this makes me think he's gonna go into a Stargate. Gerald blocking the Nexus, being as annoying as is humanly possible. Oh my god, even gonna drop the Cyber Core. I told you, as annoying as is humanly possible. Oh my god. MaxPax desperately wants that probe. Getting out Stalker and Sentry now. God damn. MaxPax dropped his own pylon down here. Gerald with a more standard wall. Not completely standard, it's a little weird, but pretty standard. Going into a Twilight Council. Not sure what he's gonna go for there. We do see the Stargate coming up for MaxPax, as expected, off the back of the double Adept. Cybercore finishes up. I just love it feels like there is a very creative energy to PvP right now, where you can kind of do, there's a lot you can do and get away with, or not get away with, take gambles, and it's a lot of fun. I love casting this matchup right now, I guess is the point I was trying to get to. It's a bit of a crapshoot, yes indeed. Accurate, but in the best way possible. Gerald's gonna go for the expansion. He's got Blink on the way, so fairly standard Blink opening here from Gerald. MaxPax going into an Oracle, actually. Not gonna go straight for Phoenixes this game. And following it up with a Robo. Interesting. Okay. And his Nexus isn't really that far behind Gerald. It's only a couple seconds. So all things considered, feels like a very even opening, despite all the wackiness that was going on. Probe's gonna try to get in and see something. We'll see the Nexus, that's about it. We'll see if this Oracle can get something done on the other side of the map. There is a shield battery and plenty of units that shoot up here. Gerald more than ready for that. He kind of read the double Adept coming out, often says Stargate. Let's take a look at the trade so far. Yeah, nothing to write home about. Which is interesting. Interesting in and of itself. This game started off so strangely, and yet I feel like we're in a very even spot. Gerald down a couple workers. And down some army, actually. He's a bit down in supply in general, but he does have Blink. So MaxPax's gonna have to be real careful. There's no retreat here. In fact, I'm a little worried about MaxPax losing a whole lot of this. Blink forward, down goes the Sentry, down goes pretty much everything. Yeah, all of it's going down. That being said, double Oracle gets into the main base, so MaxPax effectively trading all of his army for 12 probes. That is a lot of probe damage. They'll lose one of the Oracles as well. That makes them a lot less dangerous moving forward. That I don't know how Gerald feels about that. He is now up an army supply, but there's an immortal about to be out. There's already a shield battery here. I don't think these Blink Stalkers should be able to get too much done. See, if they're able to get high ground vision, they might be able to hop into the main base. But with an immortal out, I think MaxPax is feeling pretty safe here. Especially with this shield battery. The immortal bullies its way forward and says, nope, get the hell out of here. Observer gonna spot for the high ground. Second immortal is out now. Yes, these stalkers gotta be so careful. They blink forward. I don't know if he saw the second immortal though. And he's gonna lose a lot of stalkers for this. This immortal kind of waddling around though, not doing anything down here. So Gerald gets out of there with a good portion of his stalkers, and he does take one of those immortals out. In the meantime, looks like there's just a tag going down here. I hate that the stuff blinks like it's under attack when it gets tagged. Forge now going down for Gerald. Forge and Twilight now on the way for MaxPax as well. Alright, things settle a little bit. MaxPax still up on workers, and actually up quite a bit of army supply too. Looks like he's going to try to go into charge as he has a lot of zealots. A lot of zealots. He's going to try to get into that same composition. Gerald's kind of stuck with Blink now. You know, he's got to keep making some stalkers and try to utilize their mobility as best he can. No third base yet for either player. Looks like MaxPax does want to go take one right now. Does he have enough to defend, though, against Blink Stalkers? Let's take a look. There's only 10 Blink Stalkers out. Just feels like that's not enough to be scary here for Gerald. Observer gets taken out, so no high ground vision at the moment. Gerald just posturing. Might be able to delay this third for a little bit, but it's not like he's taking his own third base. The single Phoenix helping to thwart the Warp Prism play as well, at least for now. Gets a pylon. Again delaying. And Gerald will throw down his third base. This is kind of what I was waiting for. I'm surprised it took him this long. But he'll take that third base, and that means that the longer he delays this for MaxPax, the better it is for him. But MaxPax is still at quite a bit of army supply, 42 to 27. He's got a couple of immortals out, charges on its way. Both players have +1 on the way as well. I will say Gerald has charge same amount done as MaxPax, but charge is so powerful against Blink Stalkers. Like having charge and immortals, these Blink Stalkers have such a tough time doing anything. Another observer gets sniped here. Gerald just losing observers left and right. I think this is the third one. Only the second one. Only the second one. All right. Darktron on the way for Gerald, though. Hopefully, Stalkers finding a bit of an opening here, but that's because MaxPax is on the other side of the map with the majority of his units. He wants to take this third base out. It gets canceled. But in the meantime, oh my god, he tries to go for a big warp in, but MaxPax loses power to that warp in. Recall goes on. There are so many zealots here. MaxPax cannot fight that. Oh, Warp Prism gonna get picked off. Not quite, actually. Doesn't get picked off. Nice defense there from MaxPax, and he'll be able to pick up those two immortals and get them out of there at the very least. I don't know if he has a recall available. Doesn't look like it. No, it looks like he used it recently on something else. These immortals are gonna have to go hide and try to get the hell out of there. MaxPax, I feel like he had a bit of an advantage, but wasn't able to quite utilize that. I think if he had forced the cancel on this base and then maybe just recalled home to defend these stalkers, I'm really surprised he hasn't taken his own third. Gerald gonna retake the third. And Gerald is now the one up in army supply. It was MaxPax for a while there, but after that trade, it is now in Gerald's favor. Come on, MaxPax. Oh, he's losing probes now. He's already down workers. dropping down 5 more probes to these Blink Stalkers. These Immortals need to come home. They need to be here for defense. More Immortals coming out. Okay, these are Archons in the prison. Oh, big warp in. MaxPax says, fuck the third. He's going all in, but he is down in army supply. He's got +2 halfway done. I don't know if I like this push from MaxPax. He needs to have a beautiful engagement. That being said, there are 17 Zealots for Gerald. And these Archons for MaxPax might be the game changer. If he's able to take a good engagement. Oh, Gerald is not ready for this. A lot of his army not really in position here. But as it comes into position, it just feels like there's too much. The War Prism will get taken out at the expense of these Stalkers. And while this engagement went pretty well for MaxPax, I don't think he's actually going to be able to take the victory here. As more Warpins come in for Gerald, and there's no more Warpins, no pickups for MaxPax. His Archons start falling. Okay, never mind, hold on. He does have another War Prism. He's going to do as fancy of micro as he possibly can. I don't know if it's going to be enough. All right, he's holding on. He's holding on. MaxPax is up in army supply right now. He's going to warp in another big round of units. This War Prism came in at the clutch. Perfect time right here. Double Observer. That's both going to get sniped, which means these DTs from Gerald. Oh my god, he sniped the Observers, and then he warped in DTs. What an absolute badass. MaxPax had 2 Observers over here just for that. But it comes in a little bit too late. Beautifully done by Gerald to hold on. And MaxPax, though, has taken a third behind this, so he's not quite as committed as maybe he once was. War Prism just gets out of there by the skin of its teeth, thanks to the Immortals. And MaxPax, I guess he took just a good enough trade. It's not been good trades overall, but just a good enough trade in that fight to buy himself time to get his own third up. And it's actually a very close game now. Remember that +2 that I said I didn't like because it was only halfway done? Well, it's finished now. Gerald has not started his +2 at all. Gerald's going to be down 1 upgrade this whole time. All these next fights, and Gerald's going in for a fight, but he is only up a few supply right now. If MaxPax takes even a decent fight with that +2 attack, he should be able to put himself in a good position here. Oh, but a big warping from Gerald takes a massive army supply lead. Is there enough for MaxPax? He's desperately trying to stutter step backwards and find a good position. I don't know if it's enough here. Gerald's got a lot of army. Zealots running in. There's a cannon here, but the Zealots are going to shoot through that pylon and shoot through that cannon. Oh, and they're going to kill all of these probes up at the third base. In the meantime, MaxPax going to try to take the engagement. He is up an upgrade, but I don't think it's enough. He just doesn't have enough army here, and Gerald looks like he's going to be able to push through for the victory. If not be able to break up this ramp, he's at least killing everything at the third base. He's going to bring those Zealots over as well. And MaxPax just has no way to really push out here. My friends, I think this is going to be GG's. Desperately holding on with this super shield battery. But as he loses the third, MaxPax needs a miracle here. And he doesn't have a disruptor, anything coming out. I just think Gerald is going to be able to take the victory. He's got quite a bit of army supply. Quite a bit of probe supply. He snipes the War Prism. Despite the fact that it's Zealots getting chewed up by Archons here. MaxPax can hold, but I just don't think he can ever really push out. He is about to have +3 finish. If anything, I guess he can wait for +3 to finish and then move across the map one more time. The army supply is shockingly even after all of this. MaxPax's income has been down for a little bit now. Back at home, Gerald, he does have a Robo Bay, so he's going to go into Disruptors. That is, it's like the opposite of Disruptors in a Dream. It's Disruptors in a hold, you know? But Gerald just making his army bigger and bigger while he buys time with the Stalkers. He's going to recall them home. And what do you do as MaxPax? You have +3. I think this is it. I'd almost say pull the boys. You know what I'm saying? Pull the boys? No? He's going to sit. He's going to sit and play passive, and I just don't think that's the right choice here. Gerald only going to be able to close this gap. He's got +2 on the way. Right now, MaxPax has a big opportunity where he's up 2 upgrades. Of course, he doesn't know that, right? But unfortunately not taking advantage of it. Meanwhile, Gerald's going to go for a double disruptor drop. He's about to have Warp Prism speed. And he knows he's ahead. He knows all he has to do is try to stay ahead. He's going to come back in with these Stalkers. Try to snipe off a probe or 2. The main is almost completely mined out here from MaxPax. Just literally 20 minerals left at it. Oh, sorry, 15 minerals left at it. Oh, I'm sorry, 10 minerals left at it. And here come the disruptors. Here they come. And get some nice connections. I think a couple of Archons and some Stalkers there. And with that, MaxPax just taps out, seeing the disruptors and knowing how far behind he is in terms of economy. He knows there's no chance, and there's a sad way to end it for MaxPax. I was pulling for him, but Gerald gets the victory. He holds there. He says, you're good at PvP, but so am I, god damn it. And Gerald takes